Happy Easter, everybody. So I'm going to be sharing my feelings, thoughts, and experiences as Todd Marx, a third-year teacher here at Stake Elementary School. So unfortunately, the district's new teacher mentoring programs, the funding was cut off a year ago, and it's a shame because the program should help beginning teachers realize they're not in this occupation alone, that others can help and be there for you, and your mentor can guide you when you feel lost or unsuccessful. This program funding cut is a real loss since Stake Elementary is located in a rural community in North Carolina where they struggle with recruiting and retaining teachers, and teacher turnover rate is the highest in the region, but had been declining thanks to the mentor program. Even though Todd Marx was in his third year of the BT program, the mentorship he was supposed to receive was dropped thanks to the budget cuts, and he was still having serious issues within the classroom, and he felt hopeless with the loss of his mentor. It's also noticeable from teachers, veterans, and the BTs alike that the BT support program coordinator, Teresa, seemed to have a strained relationship with administration, especially the new principal, Karen Shilbs. This relationship could cause some unease about how helpful the BT program really is. Todd Marx, a fifth grade teacher who felt that his students were not grasping math concepts that he was teaching. He felt as if he was doing everything needed to be done from what he learned in his education courses from college and his 2 previous years of teaching. He tried reviewing the data, asking questions, changing how he taught, but students were still not understanding. This can be seriously frustrating, especially as a teacher who has been teaching for a few years and hopes to move on to the next level, for him, from BT to a fully licensed teacher. Without a mentor, because of the cuts, Todd decided to collaborate with and ask his colleagues for help, since he felt this situation was more of a student problem rather than to do with his teaching. His colleagues provide him with suggestions of reflecting on his teaching, but uncertainty was still present in Marx's mind. Even though third years were no longer receiving mentors, Marx decided to reach out to his former mentor, Sarah Wellington, about the situation. Her remark was to stop blaming the kids and focus on instructional issues. Even with this brief encounter, Marx felt extremely offended by her statement since she had not known the whole situation. The lack of support or encouragement was a huge letdown from someone who used to be his mentor. Due to his increasing feeling of his teaching being degraded, he decided to tell Miss Wellington how he felt. Marx stated that he felt his students were suffering because of the lack of support he received from fellow teachers, and to make matters worse, Miss Wellington, in Marx's mind, basically brushed him off to the principal instead of offering help. So not only was he upset over the confrontation, but Marx felt like his needs in the classroom were too bothersome for others and felt no support from someone that he had once confided in. To make matters worse, Marx was to be formally observed later that week by none other than Sarah Wellington. Anxious to do well, since good marks in progressing in these observations are what will help him pass his last BT year and become a fully licensed teacher, he emailed the BT coordinator, Teresa, to explain his situation and request a different teacher because he felt uncomfortable and was unsure that Miss Wellington could perform an unbiased observation after their altercation. His request was denied, and he felt hopeless and unheard about the situation at hand. His students were still underperforming in math, and he was to be observed by someone who he recently argued with. All in all, Marx feels underappreciated, unsupported, lost due to the fact his students are not progressing in math no matter what he tries, and worried since he has an upcoming formal observation that will determine his future of becoming a fully licensed teacher. Stressed out would be an understatement.